All right, yo, we back with another video. So I was kind of holding off on it, and I probably should have done it a lot sooner. So here we are. We're gonna actually do it today. So as you know, it's been about a couple days now since the Blue Yuji has released. I don't think this character is a bad character. I just don't think he's one that you should kind of necessarily aim for in terms of like what to use your cubes on. But of course, if you do like Yuji, go for him. Either way, we're going to be showcasing him and what he's capable of. I don't generally hate this character. I think he's a pretty okay character. He does a lot of things that does give him a lot of value over a lot of other characters. But at the end of the day, he isn't excellent in any of those. He's just good, right? All around. So we have Yuji Itadori, infuse your cursed energy, and he is a blue attacker. Blue Yuji is very strong auto skill where he can increase the damage dealt to 55% when attacking an enemy consecutively, while also being very highly rated as a support character. Because like I said, he has a bunch of utility in this kit. So he has like taunt, he has stun, increased damage dealt to an enemy, increased ult gauge. So that does give him like an edge over other characters because he's essentially the best all-around character in the entire game. But because of this, he doesn't shine in any of those specific categories. He kind of just stays under the radar just because he's very spread on all of them, right? Like, obviously, that's kind of what happens when you are like a jack of all trades. I don't remember what the saying is, but it's like something, whatever bullshit, and then, master of none, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we're going to be talking about his kit and then, go through it. So let's go off with his first skill. So his first skill is punch. So this is just basic, just, damage. He is the physical character. So let's just put that out the way. He's a physical character, just like every other Yuji. We have his second skill, which is going to be Nimble Strike. So this is going to be the one that is going to increase the amount of damage that an enemy takes. Right, so 20% damage taken increase to them for 2 turns. You usually use this character as a support utility character, sub DPS basically, and that's good because how it functions is whoever's going to be behind him to be your main DPS. Like let's say we use Blue Gojo for example, then he's going to be getting extra damage bonus basically because the enemy is going to be debuffed, so you can do more damage to them. So that does give him a lot more value. On top of that, we do have his skill 3, which we're going to talk about right here, where he can, of course, apply an ult gauge fill rate for himself and whoever's behind him. So again, like I said, this is going to put him in the position where he kind of feels like he is a sub DPS. You're going to be having him in that slot, providing a bunch of utility while also boosting whoever's behind him and also increasing the amount of damage that you're going to be doing to a target, while also having CC to kind of, mitigate any damage you take, while also, making your life 100 times easier. That's why he's like still a very good support character. I just don't feel like he's one that you should aim for, because like I said, whenever you're in a specific situation, you need something specific. Like if you need someone who can stun, why not just use a stun character? Yeah, of course he can do damage and he could stun, but he's not the best at stunning. He's just another option, right? He's more of an alternative usually for a lot of situations. Then you have your ult. So your ult, of course, is going to be doing a lot of damage, high damage single target, while it also can inflict a stun. So if you combo ult, you will also grant yourself, which is, Yuji, and your ally evasion, making him a good character to kind of like negate and prevent damage, during enemy turns. Then we have the other passive where, when the turn starts, if an ally's HP other than himself is no more than 40%, and this can only be used once per battle. This is going to apply draw attack for self 1 turn, and then also give yourself a 25% damage taken decrease to self for 1 turn. That's already good enough, while also applying resurrection status to self for 1 time. So even if he does manage to get killed, he's not going to actually die. So this is really, really strong, really strong. But again, he is a utility character, so he has a lot of utility, very niche situational things. You can use them practically in any fight, but he's not the best at all of them, right? He's just kind of flatlined around all of them. Now let's actually talk about the teams, and then of course, showcase him. All right, so here we are at the team. So I was kind of thinking on this for quite some time. I wasn't entirely sure how I would do the team setup, because I was kind of figuring, okay, this is a Yuji showcase. I should be kind of showcasing Yuji, but then I also don't want to disregard the fact that he's still essentially kind of like a sub DPS to me. He's not really a main DPS. Blue Gojo still does more damage than him, but I still feel like I would still want to touch up on his other abilities and the other parts of his kit that kind of make him good, like the draw attacks and the damage reduction, and then of course buffing him and whoever's behind him for their ultimate gauge fill rate. So we just kind of went with this team. So I felt like this was kind of like the best situation to kind of like showcase him, to be honest. Like if you were to do a regular team, you would probably put him in a team like this. Maybe you might not use Yuki on, it depends on what you're fighting, but Yuki is definitely nice here to provide curse energy regen for both of them. So that way you have more flexibility on the Yuji skills, and then of course Yaga, so you can consistently keep buffing. And then we're going to showcase the nuke team, because as you know, we already have the format where we do a normal team and then we do a nuking team. So here's our nuking team. The nuking team is going to obviously be Yaga, Momo, and Nanami, and then of course Yuji. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the showcases. So we're going to be doing EX2, and for the nuke, we'll figure that out after. Alright, so we're just gonna hope that Gojo doesn't steal the show here. It might be possible that he will, but I mean, it is what it is. So anyways, we're here on the, of course, curse grade EX2. I believe I only said EX2 before, but I meant to say curse grade EX2. So yeah, let's get right into it. You already know the drill, so we're gonna be doing this with our skill 2. This is gonna be buffing us. Curse energy regen here. I want to charge our ults for our characters before we go into the next fight, so that way I can kind of just spam our skill 2. Right, so here we're going to be just doing skill 3 on this dude in the middle, and then we'll be attacking with Gojo on skill 1 on the middle guy too, just to make sure we can kind of get rid of them. Alright, we're good there. Now we're gonna get rid of this dude. As you can see, Gojo's already almost like ready to go to charge off his ult, and it's only been literally one turn. Literally one turn. Like between Unity and then of course Yuji buffing the ultimate gauge fill rate, it's insane. So not bad damage. Alright, so we got our ult. Very good. Alright, so we're here on the, of course, the second stage. I think we could just go straight away and just do some damage. Or maybe we could probably stall a turn. I believe we could probably stall a turn, right? Yeah, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Should be able to. That way we could at least get one stack of the debuff on the enemy, right? So we'll do that. And we'll just start buffing with Gojo. We'll do one buff at least. Alright, so as you can see, he got below the threshold or whatever, and now all the attacks are going to be targeted directly to Yuji, so we're not going to have to really worry about anything. So I think what we could do is we could buff again, and then we can probably protect ourselves because we don't even need the curse energy regen anymore, and debuff the enemy one more time while buffing, and we should be able to do some good damage here. Right? Granted, we don't get stunned. Yeah, we did get stunned, but I don't think it really matters too much because the whole purpose of the video was just to kind of showcase what we can do. So the stage is definitely going to get cleared here because we already have him debuffed. He's going to take a lot of damage. We did get our 2 Gojo buffs off. We didn't necessarily need to debuff him again with Yuji because obviously we're only going to be able to do it once, considering we're going to have to use his ult here. But I figured it would be just like I might as well just do it anyways because I want to make sure I keep maintaining it and keep it up. So this is mainly going to boost the damage of course, Gojo the most. So we broke him to 500k and we stunned him. Then we get the combo ult, and then you'll see that we'll also have the evasion. Right, so we have the evasion on both of those characters. And then Gojo will ult here. Easy. They're all dead. Yeah, 3 mil something, whatever. And I literally missed the buff on Yaga, and then of course it was all the debuffs too that Yuji applied onto them. So yeah, with Yuji and then of course the Unity, you definitely can charge up your Gojo's ult very rapidly to be able to fire at least almost 3 ults off if you're lucky enough. 3 ults. Depends on the situation, right? And obviously breaks, but 3 ults and of course killing enemies too. Now let's get into the Nuke showcase and then see what we can do there. Alright, so as you can see, we aren't using Yuki in this team. I'm pretty sure you noticed that at first glance. That's because he boosts curse damage with his ult, so we're not going to really get too much benefit out of that for our Yuji when we're trying to showcase as much damage as we can do. So we opted in for Nanami to, of course, further increase our buffs. First things first, we're going to use the memory, and we're just going to get rid of this big dude. I don't think this big dude needs to be here whatsoever. Honestly, I really don't like this guy. We're getting rid of him, bro. Like, what is this? Like, bro, what does he have under him, bro? Like, what's going on? Bro is gooning. Do 1 buff with Momo, and then we'll norm attack him, and then skill 3 him. Or maybe we skill 2, and then we go into skill 3. To increase the amount of damage he takes so we can kill him. So we'll attack him here, we'll attack him, and then we'll skill 3 him, and he should be dead here. Okay, so now we're at 60, so I believe we can start buffing our characters here, except without Momo buff. So this will be 1 buff from them. And then a normal attack on the other dudes. So we'll buff again. Whoops, excuse me, not that. Buff again. And then we will normal attack the other guy. It's going to take a little bit of RNG here to make sure our characters don't die. That's fine. Yuji got his revive and healed. We buff. Normal attack. Buff. And then normal attack. I think we have the prime scenario that we want. The biggest issue here is regarding whether we get killed here or not by the boars. So it's going to take a little bit of RNG, but we should be fine if they attack either Momo or Yuji, right? But if they split it, right? If all 3 of them attack 1 character, they're literally cooked. We also have to pray that we don't get stunned too. So yeah, it's a bit of a gamble here, but I believe we could get through it, right? Oh yeah, we made it through. Perfect. All right, so now we're in the best situation possible, right? So we'll have our max amount of buffs and everything. You know, so we should have our buffs from all these characters. Right? This should break the boss, right? We debuffed the boss already with 1 of the nimble strikes. Let's look at our buffs real quick just to see. So, as you can see, physical technique increase, curse technique increase, so that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And then obviously we're going to get the 4th right now. And then, of course, for the same for damage dealt. So we're getting 31% right here. That's 1. 31% again. That's 2. Have this one right here, 68%. Another 31% right here. And then, of course, we're going to get another one right now when we activate it again. So let's see that damage. Our boss is broken, and now Yuji's gonna come through. $2 mil, not bad. Considering he is also a kind of like utility character. God dang, nearly my entire team couldn't go. But that's fine. Because there's no way this guy lives. He's dying. And yeah, Yuji just evaded all that because he's him. Because you did the combo ult, and of course, you know, he's the one who's gonna just dodge it, right? Nanami also has an evasion too because of their combo ult. Bit nice. Yeah, it's pretty much over for these guys anyways. So yeah, not bad. Pretty decent damage. 2 mil while also providing a bunch of utility for your team. I don't mind this character. Character is pretty nice to use on your team. I just wouldn't use him as like your main DPS, to be honest. He's alright, right? He's alright. Of course, this isn't going to be like his best team or anything that I did showcase in this video. His best team is still going to probably be, you know, Momo, right? Obviously, I did use Momo, but you're going to have other characters who haven't released yet, like Inumaki. You use Inumaki because he's a debuffer, and you'll do more damage, of course, if you're blue. So that's going to be helping him a lot more. And then, of course, like I said, you don't use Yuji as your main DPS. You use him as like your support character, right? He provides utility and also provides you ult charge for him and whoever's behind him. That'll be it for the Yuji showcase. If you have any thoughts, ideas, anything of the sort, you know, just be sure to comment down below so that way I can read it, and maybe I might be able to kind of learn from you, or maybe you'll have something that I didn't even think about. I'm not sure, you know, just, you know, engagement's nice, and, you know, I just like talking to my community. It is what it is. Anyways, peace.